Hi, hello and welcome to another session on digital signal processing. In today's session, we'll do a problem based on circular convolution. So this is the problem given here. x1 of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and x2 of n is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1. Now here we also have to prove that it is equal to the linear convolution of both of these two sequences. So these are the two sequences given, x1 of n and x2 of n. So y of n is the linear convolution of x1 of n and x2 of n. So the linear convolution can be done by using any of the methods. So here I am doing by using this tabular method. So here the length of x1 of n is equal to L. If you see, the number of samples in x1 of n is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So L is equal to 4 and the length of x2 of n is equal to, in x2 of n also, here also we are having the same number of samples. So the m is also equal to 4. To find the length of y of n, we have this formula L plus m minus 1. So this is equal to 4 plus 4 minus 1, which is equal to 7. So this is how we do the tabular method. So these are the values of x1 of n. So write them along this horizontal direction, and all the samples of x2 of n are to be written on the vertical side. And just multiply these. 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, 1 into 3 is 3 and 1 into 4 is equal to 4. Similarly again multiply. 1 into 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, 1 into 3 is 3 and 1 into 4 is equal to 4. Similarly for the last column also. After writing all of these values, you need to draw these lines, draw these diagonal lines, and after drawing the diagonal lines, you can find y of n. Therefore the output y of n is equal to, so in the first set we have only 1, then put comma, in the second diagonal we have 1 and 2, so add both of these two, 1 plus 2. In the third one we have 1 plus 2 plus 3, next 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and the next one 2 plus 3 plus 4, and the next one we have 3 plus 4, and in the last we have 4. So here we get 1, 3, 6, 10, 9, 7 and 4. So this is the result of performing linear convolution on these two sequences, x1 of n and x2 of n. Now we'll perform the circular convolution on the same sequences. So here also length of y of n is equal to n. So there is a condition in circular convolution. The lengths of the sequences should be the same. So if you see, L is equal to 4 and m is also equal to 4. But even though the lengths are the same, the sequences are to be padded with zeros until they get the size of the output y of n. Okay, so here y of n has 7 samples. Therefore x1 of n and x2 of n are also to be padded with zeros. So number of zeros to be padded in x1 of n is equal to m minus 1. So here m is the number of samples in x2 of n. So this is equal to 4 minus 1, that is 3. So number of zeros to be padded in x2 of n is equal to L minus 1. So here L is the number of samples in x1 of n. So this is also equal to 3. Next we need to pad with zeros. Therefore x1 of n will be 1, 2, 3, 4 padded with 3 zeros, 0, 0, 0. And x2 of n is also equal to 1, 1, 1, 1 followed by 3 zeros. Now we can do the circular convolution on x1 of n and x2 of n. Since the length of y of n is equal to 7, you can draw 7 concentric circles like this. So you can position x1 of n on the outer circle or on the inner circle, or x2 of n on the outer circle or inner circle. So I have written the samples of x1 of n on the outer circle. So these are x1 of n, and the x2 of n values I have positioned on the inner circle. So you have to start from here. So x1 of n is to be written in the anti-clockwise direction. So start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0. So this is the same set of values on the outer circle. So write 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0. Here also the same. For all the circles on this outer circle, we need to write the values of x1 of n. And then coming to x2 of n. So x2 of n also should start from the same position as x1 of n. So start from here, we have 1 1 1 1, but this is to be positioned in the clockwise direction. Sorry, this is the clockwise direction. 1 1 1 1 0 0 0. So in the next step, shift the x2 of n samples towards the anti-clockwise direction. So initially they were starting from here, now they should start from here. So 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. In the next step, they will start from here. x2 of n samples will start from here. 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. In the next step, x2 of n samples will start from here. 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. In the next step, x2 of n will start from here. 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. In the next step, it will start from here. 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. In the last step, it will start from here. 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0. So this is how the samples are to be positioned. After writing these sample values, just we need to multiply these values. So 1 in for the first output y of n. So 1 into 1 plus 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So we get 1 here. In the second step, 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So we get 3. In the next step, 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3 plus 4 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So we get 6 here. In the next step, 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3 plus 1 into 4 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0. So we get 10. In the next step, 1 into 0 plus 1 into 2 plus 3 into 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0. So we get 9. In the next step, 1 into 0 plus 2 into 0 plus 3 into 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0. So here we get 7. In the next step, 1 into 0 plus 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0 plus 4 into 1 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So here we get 4. So if you see the result of linear convolution, we got 1, 3, 6, 10, 9, 7 and 4. So here also we got the same output 1, 3, 6, 10, 9, 7, 4. So hence we proved that the result of performing convolution, whether it is linear convolution or circular convolution, we get the same output. So we can write hence proved. That's all, and thank you for watching.